Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain For You. As you can see, I've got my quarantine scruffiness going on. Since I'm not going anywhere, it's kind of funny. I don't feel like shaving. And the hair's a little messy too. So, today's topic is going to be how do you know you're following the right TMS coach, the teacher, and here's where it came from. I got a question today that somebody says, "Hey Dan, I'm getting confused. Nicole says this, you say this, Matt says that, Steve-O says that, and everybody seems to have a different focus, and everybody seems to be having a certain amount of success, right? Everybody seems to be preaching that this is the way to do it. And, how do I know I'm picking the right way?" And the answer to that question is there's multiple ways to get there. There's no one way to end your TMS symptoms or pain, right? There's not one way to do it. And so, look, if there's multiple people out there sharing their experience and teaching what they did and teaching what's worked for some of the people in their communities, try it. There's no harm in doing that. If it resonates with you and you like an approach, try it, use it. And so what you will find with me, I'm not as much of a technique guy. In other words, I'm not saying journal and do it this way, or feel your emotions and do it this way, or soothe and do it exactly this way. I'm not prescribing a specific way to end your TMS symptoms or pains. I'm much more about teaching the overall concepts, the overall strategies. So look, process. You hear me say that all the time. It's one of the core things that we got to get down. A process to feel our emotions. But there's probably dozens of ways of feeling your emotions, Could be journaling, could be verbal journaling, it could be, punching a pillow, it could be just sitting there with your hand on your heart and just feeling whatever wells up into you. It could be taking a walk and grumbling under your breath as you're son of a right? There's a million ways of feeling your emotions. There's not one right way to do it. So pick one, all right? And so, you very well may be able to pick a little bit of what I teach, a little bit of what Nicole teaches, what Steve-O teaches, what this guy Matt Iac is teaching, what Dr. Sarno taught, talk to your brain. Like, take bits and pieces of all of it. There's no one right way of doing it. See what resonates with you, see what works for you, and, again, I'm not going to tell you have to do it this way. I'm going to tell you, here's the core concepts you've got to get dialed in. Knowledge, assessment, and acceptance, which is basically the belief that you have TMS and you can beat it. Then we've got process, which is feeling your emotions. We've got soothing, which is really important. You got to turn down the volume on your nervous system and on your stress. And then mindset, which is really not giving a crap and deciding to shift your focus away from the symptoms and the pain so that your brain can let go and loosen up and let go of these neural pathways that have been wired from too much fear, focus, and anxiety about the symptoms and pain. These are overall general concepts. Awareness, it's a blanket that covers all of it, right? An underlying core thing is emotions are safe, so are thoughts. Don't freak out just because you're feeling sad. It doesn't mean you're going to go into a 20-year depression like your mother or your aunt or your father or anybody. So these are the overall concepts. These are the core key things that I like to repeat over and over and over again. And however you get there, I think these components are necessary. But whether you use my stuff, Steve-O's stuff, Nicole's stuff, Matt Iac's stuff, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to just follow one person's recommendations. Pick and choose from a bunch of them, right? So don't feel like you're making the wrong decision if you're listening to a couple of different people. If two different people are telling you, hey, there's one way of doing it, there's another way of doing it, that's okay. Try them both. See what works for you, right? don't make each of these minor decisions, which is who should I listen to? Well, listen to all of them. Listen to all of us, because we each have value to lend, and we each have success. We each have recommendations on how to kind of navigate your way through this journey a little bit easier. And if you try something and it doesn't work, or it freaks you out, or shift, do something different, right? But don't get so hung up on what if I make the wrong choice. And look, there's lots of TMS programs out there, lots of them, and everybody's like, well, which one should I use? They all take you to the same end destination. It all depends upon what you're doing up here. Are you feeling your emotions? Are you turning down the volume on your nervous system and your stress? Are you telling yourself that you're safe? Safety matters. Are you getting your mindset right that I'm going to shift my focus away from the symptoms and focus on what I want instead of what I don't want, so that I'm giving the instructions to the brain to let go of the damn pain and give me what I want instead? Wire that, right? So it doesn't matter which process you use or program you use, whether it be, I don't know, there's online courses, there's the wiki, there's Unlearn Your Pain, there's Nicole's course. I will be creating a course down the line. Use whichever one you want. They're all going to get you to the same place, but keep in mind the core concepts. And again, that's why I like to teach at a much higher level, instead of do exactly this for 12 minutes a day, and then do that for 10 minutes a day, and then do that for 17 minutes a day, and by the time you're done, you will be fixed. No, it's not that structured. Processes are messy, they're ugly, they're a zigzag. Get out a pen and just do this all over the page and then look at it. That's kind of the journey for TMS healing, unfortunately. Wish I could draw a straight line and say, here's where you are, here's where you're going to get to, and boom, 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 and now you're done. It takes a little while for us to really gain the confidence, the belief. That was yesterday's video. Borrow mine if you need to, and get the mindset of really not caring. And for those people who have been struggling for years, decades, the mindset of not constantly monitoring your pain and looking for it. Stop looking for it. You're going to find it, right? Don't give a shit if it's there or not. And when you can truly get to that point, it's going to let go. So anyway, don't worry about picking the right expert, the right process, the right program, the right book. Oh, there's, 20 different TMS books. Which one should I read next? Well, if you've read 6, you probably know enough. You don't need to read another book. Get these core concepts down that I keep on teaching, primarily the mindset, and learn how to feel your emotions. Decide emotions are safe. Soothe yourself. You're going to be good. So please don't put so much pressure on yourself to pick the right program, the right expert, the right process, because that perfectionistic, I need to do it right, so you got to tell me exactly what to do every day. That's just putting more pressure on yourself. And look, 3 days in, you're going to go, what's wrong? I'm not any better. This isn't working. I must be doing something wrong. That belief's not going to help you either. So don't worry about all the details. Just move in the right direction. You're going to course correct. You're going to zig. You're going to zag. As long as you're getting to the point where your mindset is indifference, not caring, you're soothing yourself often, you learn how to get yourself out of the stress response and into a rest and recovery and a peaceful place. Talk about peaceful. Listen. A little bit of breeze, a dog barking in the distance. It's really quiet. And oh, by the way, it's usually quiet here, but with this whole quarantine thing, man, that quiet has gone up to volume 10 in the quiet level. So, as much as this crazy world might be stressing us out, we have silence, and that's a beautiful thing. So take advantage of it. Everybody's like, I'm so bored, I'm so bored. You know what? When you're stressed out working, you got no time to spend 5 minutes with your kids, you'll be wishing you were bored again. So let's make the best of this. There's a lot to be figured out over the next several months globally, everybody's going to pull through it, and I think we'll be fine. So anyway, love you guys and gals. Don't stress the details of picking the right program, the right expert, the right process or theory. None of it matters. Just move in the right direction. So love you guys and gals, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks.